I was born not knowing, and have had only a little time to change that here and there. When I was a young man, Dirac was my hero. He made a breakthrough, a new method of doing physics. He had the courage to simply guess at the form of an equation, the equation we now call the Dirac equation, and to try to interpret it afterwards. For a successful technology, reality must take precedence over public relations, for nature cannot be fooled. I thought one should have the attitude of, what do you care what other people think? If I could explain it to the average person, it wouldn't have been worth the Nobel Prize. The thing that doesn't fit is the thing that's the most interesting, the part that doesn't go according to what you expected. Do not keep saying to yourself, if you can possibly avoid it, but how can it be like that? Because you will get down the drain into a blind alley from which nobody has yet escaped. Nobody knows how it can be like that. The first principle is that you must not fool yourself, and you are the easiest person to fool. I don't know what's the matter with people. They don't learn by understanding. They learn by some other way, by rote or something. Their knowledge is so fragile. Once I get on a puzzle, I can't get off. I've always been very one-sided about science, and when I was younger, I concentrated almost all my effort on it. See that the imagination of nature is far, far greater than the imagination of man. What one fool can understand, another can. The most remarkable discovery in all of astronomy is that the stars are made of atoms of the same kind as those on the Earth. Atoms are very special. They like certain particular partners, certain particular directions, and so on. It is the job of physics to analyze why each one wants what it wants. We do not know where to look or what to look for when something is memorized. We do not know what it means or what change there is in the nervous system when a fact is learned. This is a very important problem which has not been solved at all. The internal machinery of life, the chemistry of the parts, is something beautiful, and it turns out that all life is interconnected with all other life. The idea is to try to give all the information to help others to judge the value of your contribution, not just the information that leads to judgment in one particular direction or another. Perhaps one day we will have machines that can cope with approximate task descriptions, but in the meantime, we have to be very prissy about how we tell computers to do things. I don't believe in honors, it bothers me. Honors bother. Honors is epaulettes, honors is uniforms. My papa brought me up this way. Until I began to learn to draw, I was never much interested in looking at art. I believe that a scientist looking at non-scientific problems is just as dumb as the next guy. I wanted very much to learn to draw, for a reason that I kept to myself. I wanted to convey an emotion I have about the beauty of the world. Today we say that the law of relativity is supposed to be true at all energies, but someday somebody may come along and say how stupid we were. Each piece or part of the whole of nature is always merely an approximation to the complete truth, or the complete truth so far as we know it. In fact, everything we know is only some kind of approximation, because we know that we do not know all the laws as yet. People often think I'm a faker, but I'm usually honest in a certain way, in such a way that often nobody believes me. Poets say science takes away from the beauty of the stars, mere globs of gas atoms. I, too, can see the stars on a desert night and feel them. But do I see less or more? Europeans are much more serious than we are in America, because they think that a good place to discuss intellectual matters is a beer party. First, figure out why you want the students to learn the subject and what you want them to know, and the method will result more or less by common sense.